The 2014 Boston Marathon, police established checkpoints on various streets near the finish line where private security guards searched bags of any spectators who attempted to pass through. The checkpoints were part of a new security plan which was put in place in response to last year's Boston Marathon bombings, which killed 3 and injured more than 260 people. Prior to the race, the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, MEMA, published a list of recommendations for spectators including no backpacks, no loose clothing, no costumes or masks, no liquids in excess of 1 liter, and no weapons of any kind. MEMA also said that spectators may have their bags and bulky items searched at the aforementioned checkpoints. We saw a number of these checkpoints in action and observed that the searches were primarily carried out by private security guards under the watch of Boston police officers. Once a person's bag had been searched, the security guards would attach a tag to it and allow the person through. The searches were not voluntary. We saw one man being forcibly removed from the area beyond a checkpoint by police officers who noticed that his mesh bag did not have a tag on it.
This is what happens. Check bag, and then they put a tag on it. Okay? Simple. Okay? Cool. Now, what's your address?
You have bottles in there? I don't know what that liquid is. You know, it could be something, but we just want to pay. It doesn't matter what you dress like. You could be anybody.
Tom Nolan, a former Boston police officer who is now a criminal justice professor, told the Republican that the bag searches were illegal and unconstitutional. This is a public place. These are public streets. People have the absolute right to travel them without being stopped and searched by police. Just because there was a tragic event doesn't give the police the authority to unilaterally suspend the U.S. Constitution and the Fourth Amendment, he said. Beyond the issue of whether these bag searches were legal, there's also a question of whether they are truly an effective security measure or just a form of security theater. James Allen Fox, a Northeastern University criminal justice professor, told the Republican that it was unlikely that terrorists would try to attack the Boston Marathon again. Terrorists often capitalize on the element of surprise, which is why the odd thing is, whenever we have an incident, we fortify the places that have already been attacked, thinking lightning might strike twice. In fact, the morning of the marathon, Boston Police Commissioner William Evans told reporters that there have been no threats on the race. Even if terrorists had decided to try to bomb the Boston Marathon again, the checkpoints would not necessarily have prevented them from carrying out an attack. A would-be terrorist could have attacked people at a part of the race that had fewer security measures in place than the finish line. Alternatively, a would-be terrorist could have detonated a bomb right at a checkpoint where large numbers of people were sometimes gathered throughout the day.
So obviously there's a large crowd here, and there's no security until you hit the magic line up there where you have no more rights.
The fact that security guards were fixating on people with bags and allowing people without bags to pass through without being searched also meant that they would not be able to identify people who were carrying knives, guns, and other small weapons on their person. The police did not even manage to completely secure the area around the finish line. At one point on Monday, while we were wandering around the city looking for checkpoints to document, we realized we had somehow gotten into the area behind the checkpoints without even meaning to.
Somehow we're inside a secure area. Look.
That's fascinating.
I was even wearing a fanny pack with camera equipment that had wires protruding from it, and almost certainly would have been searched had we passed through a checkpoint. In addition to bag checks, the police presence was doubled from last year's marathon, with about 3,500 police officers from various agencies, along with the FBI and National Guard. More than 100 surveillance cameras with live feeds were installed along the marathon route and monitored by police.